Although the Amazing Digital Circus episode 4 is still fresh in everyone's minds, Gooseworx has already started sharing little tidbits about the future of the series over on her Tumblr. This includes some potential new details about episode 5, so let's go over some of the things that really stood out to me that give us a better look into what's next. But first, if you're new here and enjoy news, theories, and discussions about the Amazing Digital Circus, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. This channel recently hit 20,000 subscribers, which, like, what? I seriously could not be more grateful, and I am just extremely proud of the community we've built here together, and I'm super excited for what's next. So first, I'd like to point out that we might still have to wait a bit for episode 5 to release, as animation hasn't even started yet according to Gooseworx, or at the very least is in the early stages of production considering some time has passed since his Twitter post. But apparently the only reason why episode 4 came out so soon after episode 3 is because they were both animated at practically the same exact time. I actually don't mind waiting a bit longer for it to release, as I want the animators to take as long as they need to ensure that the episode is absolute peak. Let them cook hard, for real. Oh no, I think the brain rot is starting to consume me after my previous video. Oh. Anyway, in the meantime, while we wait for episode 5 to release, I hope that means we get to learn more about the next show from Glitch, the Gaslight District. I know this is a video about Digital Circus, but Gooseworx did also say on Tumblr that it's apparently the best thing Glitch has ever made, and that they're cooking up something truly gorgeous. Ha! Take that, every single person who thought the show got cancelled! One thing we've known about Digital Circus for months is that each episode will focus on a different character, with episode 5 having a focus on Ragatha. However, according to Gooseworx, while that is still mostly true, she says it's a bit more accurate to say that both Ragatha and Jax share episodes 5 and 6 equally. Besides Jax, I think the character whose backstory I'm looking forward to the most has to be Ragatha. Right after episode 2 came out, Goose briefly touched upon the scene from the beginning of the episode where we see Pomni fall into the cellar. Here we see Ragatha being portrayed differently, almost as if she's some sort of evil counterpart. Goose mentioned on Twitter that seeing people get attached to this evil version of Ragatha is gonna make episode 5 so much funnier. But yeah, back to episode 4, despite it being primarily Gangle's episode, we did get some small little details about Ragatha's life in the real world, including the fact that she used to own horses, and that she may not be as genuine as she's leading on. That stupid sauce made her less stupid and more brutally honest with people, so I'm sure episode 5 is gonna break into her character a bit more to hopefully see a bit of a darker side to her. Possibly seeing a darker side to her is actually funny, considering that it's also been confirmed that episode 5 is the lightest episode in terms of mood. One could say it's the silly before the storm. That scares me for how fucked up the show will get later on. I'm not ready for Jax's episode. Speaking of which, it's also been confirmed that we will indeed get a look at Jax's room. I know many people think us not seeing his room and it being absent from promo material indicates that he's different from everyone else. I'll admit, I was at one point on the train of Jax being an NPC, and while I guess that's still theoretically possible, I'm starting to believe otherwise, and him having a proper room that we will 100% see adds more validation to him just being a human piece of shit. One that I love. Another thing that has me extremely excited is the possibility of a very long episode. It's been said that there ended up being a really long episode, but she won't specify which one it is. If I had to speculate, I'd personally say that it's either episode 8 or the finale. Those just make the most sense to me, considering that Goose herself has already said that so much happens in episode 8 that it needed to be split into 2 parts, hence why there will be 9 episodes rather than Glitch's usual 8. Going back to episode 6, with it being mostly Jax's episode, I fully expect to see why he is the way he is, and I'd love to see what makes him tick. Apparently he has a big cocktail of internal issues, so it's possible that he has so many issues and hates his life so much that he just inflicts pain onto others to make him feel better about himself. Either way, he's going to be suffering a lot in one of the episodes, and I feel like it has to be one of the next two. He'll also be showing a bit more of a vulnerable side, which we saw a hint towards at the end of episode 2, kinda. Goose did say there were a few lines not even he would cross, so I wonder what kind of situation he'll be put in to see what she meant by that. Also, yeah, it looks like 57 is just an inside joke and we'll unfortunately never get to see what it means. Good old Gooseworx. Those were just a couple of the things that really stood out to me during this Tumblr AMA. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a shorter video, but as more info comes out, I'll be sure to keep you all updated. I'd like to end this video with a brief theory I've seen floating around about episode 5's adventure. Back in the February teaser, we got a look at an unfinished model of what appears to be a baseball stadium. Ragatha is also seen teaching Gangle how to play baseball at the beginning of episode 4, so I can totally see that being the theme of the next adventure, with Ragatha maybe being given the role of coach or something, similar to how Gangle was given the role of shift manager. Yeah, it's a pretty short and self-explanatory theory, but it's one I figured was worth pointing out nonetheless, because I think it's actually pretty likely. I mean, there is going to be some sort of purpose for the stadium, you know, and literally we have seen everything else from the February teaser come into fruition, and so literally from episode 5 onwards, we have no idea what to expect. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. Be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed it, as well as be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you all so much for all the support on this channel. It really means the world to me. I have one more video planned for the year coming out on December 30th, so I hope you all look forward to it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time guys, this is Inferno signing off.